Dating a man in his 30s, amazing. We love it. Fantastic for so many different reasons. Finding a man in his 30s, impossible. Like if you're looking for a man who's like a hard worker, goes to the gym, doesn't really go out drinking too much, stays home a lot because he's just kind of like working, where are you going to find him? His house? When you do find him, so worth it.
Listen to me and listen to me good. Anytime a man is begging for your time and attention, begging for you to give him a chance, sis, don't give that man no chance. The minute you do it, he's not going to know what to do with you, waste your time, and take you for a conk. And if you don't know what it means, that means he can take you for a dummy. And when you're dumb, you're dangerous. You're welcome.
If I'm getting pulled over on the side of the road, right, and he doesn't know how...
I can call somebody. I'm paying for it. Don't worry about my bread. I'm not getting my clothes dirty. I'm going to pay somebody.
That's you.
That doesn't make me less of a man because I'm going to throw my hands when a nigga try to touch you. You compare my manhood to a tire? I'm not traditional, but y'all want a man to milk the cow and out of here.
If I don't have my partner's perspective, I will go do what I want when he's not around because it's like, oh, I don't care if he's there. But when you have a mentality where I understand this would upset them, I understand this would be disrespectful, you start to monitor your behavior in a way that would be respectful to them in their absence because you care about their perspective. So I'd say perspective is a really important thing to look for in a partner.
And one thing modern women are trying to do is get men to trust them. But your behavior says you're untrustworthy. What you do and the things that you say and how you move says to me, I can't trust you. I'm not going to trust you.
What's your type? Can you approach me?
Yeah, that's so true.
Me? I'll give you eye contact, but it's just like I gave you 3 seconds, maybe half a second, but like you should know that that's enough. Like that is the welcome in. Like that should be it. That's just like if I look at you and I look away and like you can't smile too. You have to like make sure you don't really smile too much, because then that's cringe. It's like you might as well be approaching them. If now you walk up to me, it's like okay, you passed the first test. If your stands there for another half an hour, ugh.
So you said that your husband paid all the bills, including your phone bill, your gas. He paid for your car. So you don't gotta do nothing. You don't pay for nothing. Later, you're just working here for fun. You work here for fun? Where the did you get this man? Nah, for real, like, in my culture, all men are like that. They are He cleans and cooks for you too? He doesn't clean. He cooks for me. Oh, and we get a cleaner. You got a cleaner? He pays for it. Is he pay? Bro, what the am I doing in life, bro?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. Modern women, it's crazy because they say that, well, I wanted to be left alone. I don't want men talking to me. And when men leave you alone, then you get upset. Men heard you. They stopped approaching you. They stopped messing with you and quote unquote harassing you, as you say. And now you're confused as to why the request that you made was honored. This is what you asked for. What are you talking about right now?
Struck up a conversation with this girl that was like from Europe and she was visiting Toronto. And she just was like, by the way, like the men here, they just don't they don't approach you or like they'll find you attractive and just kind of like do nothing. And I was like, yeah. Welcome to Toronto, sis.
Do y'all think that's a product of just society as a whole? Because American women have that same sentiment over the last 5-10 years, been vocal about men not approaching them. So now men are like, all right, well, y'all have been the loudest talking about y'all don't want men to approach us. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me if you see me in public. So now we're following suit, and now it's like, well, y'all not trying to approach. I'm like, which one is it? Like,
I think it's how you approach, though. It's not always just about the approach. I think it's how you approach. Sometimes it comes off a little.
I think it's how attracted you are to the person when they approach you.
I notice women do that too. Like if a man's not attracted and they approach him and they're not interested, they're like, oh, this guy's a creep. But if he's fine now and he comes and it's like, oh, okay, like it's a little different. Yeah.
A lot of these men approaching now are the ones that don't really care about rejection. Those are the creeps that you guys are talking about. Not all the guys, but there are a lot of men out there that are approaching that really don't care nothing about your feelings, right? I don't really care about rejection. I don't care about much else either. I don't really even care about you. I'm just trying to get the draw.
Women with a feminine core are expressive. They are vulnerable. They are receptive. It's in your expressions and your behaviors and the way you process things. Are you nurturing the way that you nurture him? Are you nurturing his leadership? Do you bring balance into his life? Those are the things that make you more of a feminine woman. You don't have to flaunt your independence. We understand that you have that, but we do share two, energies. We share masculine and feminine, but for men who want feminine core women, men who are masculine core, they're going to naturally attract the feminine core. And when it comes to submission, it's not for control. It's just to see that you will trust me. You're vulnerable enough to trust me in my leadership. That's what men are saying when they ask for feminine women. It's not about the way we wear dresses and stuff. I used to be very masculine. I mean, heavily masculine. But the way that I am now, I had to realize that was coming from a place of trauma.
A lot of men are not approaching because they learn their lesson. Right? Tried being a gentleman, learn my lesson. Tried being, the good guy, the stable guy. I learned my lesson. Try to be assertive. Try to be vulnerable. I learned my lesson. In all of these situations, modern women are continuing to ruin the dating market with their foolish.
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? Let me rephrase that question and be a little bit more specific. Where are all the good men? I'm talking about men who aren't intimidated by independent women, men who respect women with high standards instead of calling them too picky. Men who are emotionally mature, that they know how to communicate and not play any games. And also men who are actually looking for a real connection instead of a situationship or just attention. I'm a pretty normal person. I'm kind. I do fun activities. I'm pretty social. I recently just joined a pickleball club. I actually met someone who's totally my type, but he is taken. He's not available in the market. So I'm kind of convinced that all the good men are taken in long-term relationships or married. I'm also convinced all the good men are not on dating apps because they could just get into a relationship super easily in real life. Why would they be on the apps? So if you're one of the men with the qualities that I'm looking for, please let me know where I can meet y'all in the comments. Thank you.
The cold approach died when approaching became a crime. It's really what happened, right? So when you started recording men, started insulting men, shaming men, doing all this other dumb stuff, that's when men said, oh shoot, this not for me. Oh, this not the life for me. Oh, she's not that cute. Then, oh man, I got dressed up, I look cute, and no men approached me. Have you ever audited the way you act when men come and approach you? Have you ever thought about that?
These successful black men are not skipping over black women because of the way that you look. They're skipping over you black women because of the way that you were raised. Let me run that by you again. They are not skipping over to the white women or the Asian women or the Caribbean women or even the African women. We're talking about the Americanized black woman. The reason why these successful men are skipping over you, it's not the way that you look, but it is the way that you carry yourself. These other women, they were conditioned, they are programmed, they are trained to be wives. They are trained to be helpmates. They are trained to be submissive. They are trained to cater to their man. They are trained to be grateful. They are trained to be appreciative. If you deal with the typical black woman in America, she wants nothing but a whole bunch of things provided for her that she cannot provide for herself. She requires all of these things that she cannot do for herself. And then when you get one that can do things for herself, she talks down to men as if she's better because she's paying bills and she has a car and she has a credit score, as if that makes her better when that just makes her an adult. There are going to be a lot of women that are upset about this post, but it's the truth. It just is what it is.
And that's really it. That's really it. I think he's exposing what men go through. It's like a trap, right? Modern women have pretty much eliminated every single location that a man used to meet him, that a man used to approach. And then you're acting confused as to why men stop approaching you. where else is he supposed to go? What else is he supposed to do? You told him, don't approach here. Don't go there. Don't do this. Don't do that. And now guys are like, well, there's not really anywhere that I can approach without being labeled a creep. Man, these women, man, I'm telling
you. Got a moment? Good. Being wife-minded means that we must communicate effectively, listen actively, express our feelings, and make sure that we are being honest about it and we articulate our needs very, very clearly. This is very important. Communication builds trust and connection, and we need this in our relationships. The first point I want to make is when I say listen actively, this means that it goes beyond just what you're hearing about your person. It is you being fully present and engaged. This means you got to put away your phone, okay? Eye contact is very important. There does not need to be any distractions in that place. You owe them your undivided attention. Number 2, express your feelings honestly. Honest expression requires vulnerability, and that's just the truth. But it builds trust and connection. And so what you want to do is you want to use I statements and frame your emotions to avoid pointing that finger. So you want to say, for example, I feel hurt when you, versus you always make me feel. You see where I'm going with that? Third, articulate your needs very clearly. Be clear about your needs. It really helps your partner to support you and understand you even better. You gotta be direct and respectful. And so when I'm saying that, you want to avoid hinting or expecting your partner to guess what you need. They are not mind readers, okay? So say, I need some alone time, right? Instead of, you should know when I need space. No, they don't. The last thing that I want to give you before I'm out of here is practice patience. It's so very important. These skills will require time to develop. Be patient with yourself and with your partner as you both do what? Grow. Why? Because you're watering them, they're watering you, and you're growing together. You owe it to yourself. So papers do, honey.
And the funny thing about some of these single women, single mothers and their standards is now they're out here looking for a man to quote unquote step up and raise another man's kids. Look, you know, you can be a single mom, you can do all of that, but you got to understand that men have choices and they don't have to pick you. That's what you have to understand. A lot of men are not choosing to sign up for that, right? They're not choosing a woman with kids because they don't have to. They're not choosing to be involved with, you know, somebody else's drama, somebody else's chaos. They don't want to do that. And once again, I know you want to call him sassy, but I don't have to do it.
Whoever said men love when women shoot their shot is a lie.
Videos like this have me genuinely convinced that the entire human race would go extinct if it weren't for men making the first move. I got a lot of lady friends that'll talk to me about this kind of stuff and they're like proud of themselves. Oh, I made the first move. And it's like really what you can sum it up as is they gave the guy a hint that he should make the first move. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, to be totally clear, but it's like, what it really is like going out to dinner and then reminding the guy that he's got a credit card in his wallet and being like, oh, I paid for dinner. I dated a gal for a really long time who told everybody that she made the first move. Now, what did she do? She liked all my pictures on Instagram. Like, that's not making the first move. However, I have more than 2 brain cells, so I could put those 2 together and go, she's interested in me. Obviously, I DM'd her and then, you know, there we are. Things like this are why guys hit so many false positives in interactions while trying to meet and date women. Is you'll hear women who are like, oh, I stared at him at the gym for 0.5 seconds and he didn't make a move. But then on the flip side, you've got, oh, I looked at this guy for 3 seconds and then he came over and tried to talk to me. Let me break this down for you super easy, okay? If you're interested in a guy, all you have to do is not be unpleasant the way that this girl was and put yourself metaphorically or literally in his path. If he is single and interested, he will take note of that. And if he doesn't, it is either because 1, he's too dumb to notice that you're doing that, in which case, are you really interested in him still? And 2, then he's just not that into you. And maybe some of you are like, well, what did this girl say? She said, you're handsome, I might let you take me to dinner. And to really put this into perspective, the gal who liked a dozen or so of my pictures that I ended up dating for a while, if she had done that, oh my God, if she had done that. The way that I would have at best said, hey, you need to go back to first grade and relearn how to make friends. All you have to do is not be unpleasant. That's how women make a move. I really want to stress this one more time. If you're interested in a guy, go like a handful of his pictures, go like some of his stories, and if he doesn't message you, he's probably too dumb or not interested. Dating as a woman is that easy.
You know, a lot of these modern women talk reckless. Just stupid. I don't see any benefits to being with a man. I'm happier alone. Great. That's your choice. Fantastic. But what a lot of modern women are going to be doing while they're talking all this trash is they're going to go and turn around and then ask why men aren't pursuing. How come a man, why are you not building with me? Why is a man, you know, what's this men going their own way? A lot of dudes are listening to what you guys saying. A lot of guys are listening to what you're saying. I don't need a man. I'm better off without a man. Yada, yada, yada. And then, okay, bet. Fine. Cool. But then when you actually want somebody to build with later on down the road, just remember that you was running your mouth and you was talking reckless.
I know so many great single women. So many great single women. I don't know where all the dudes, I'm like, guys, come on. Come on, guys. Make the first move. Come on. But man, they just...
You know, the first move is become a great single guy.
Like,
that's a big move right there.
I know.
Well, guys, it looks like cuffing season is fully upon us because it looks like women are in a state of desperation. We are seeing women make urgent pleas, searching for men like we have never seen them before.
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? If you don't go to coffee shops, I'm so tired of like going to a bar or like go to different events and they're like 90% of the ladies and only 3 men hanging out in the corner.
They checking
Do you guys just
out.
not leave the house or like go outside?
Well,
Yeah, I
some
would
of them.
love to stop using all the dating apps that are just not working anymore and start meeting people in real life organically. But where do men usually hang out? I feel like I've been looking at the wrong places. So let me know in the comments.
Okay, I'm literally getting ready from a dinner that I just went to because me and my friend and her husband just went out and she was talking to me about something that like low-key made sense to me. She was just saying like, yeah, my husband has tons of attractive and single friends, but they're just not out there. Like they're usually just at home, and even if they do decide to go out, they just go out with their friends and they never have the intentions on meeting other girls. Honestly, like fair, like I understand that. I think this conversation just kind of made me realize that my future soulmate is not just gonna be waiting for me at a random bar.
So I have an actual, like, very serious and legitimate question.
Okay.
And I only want to hear from single men, not anyone married, in a relationship.
I got you, baby.
Talking to someone. Sorry, y'all don't count. I want to hear from the single men, and I'm going to go with, like, ages 38 and up, preferably in their 40s. But I'm going to go with 38. Since I'm 42, I'm going to stick with 38. Where are you guys hanging out at?
I would tell you, baby girl, but the fact of the matter is that I don't want you to know. I be enjoying myself. You understand me? I be doing my damn thing. What I look like enjoying myself at the nice event that I'm not going to tell you where it is or where I'm going. And y'all who's relatively the same age as me, right? Like, I'm not even checking for you anyway, baby. Leave me alone, please. You got too much age for me, you got too much baggage, and you more than likely have delusional requirements that would piss me off and disturb my peace. I'm good over here, baby girl. I'm self-improving, self-developing, working on my business, working on myself, growing my tribe, grinding. And in return, I will choose youth, peace, and cooperation. Oh, and femininity. And don't you shame me either, all right? My choice doesn't make me weak. It just makes it my choice.
You know, the older men get, the more they realize they don't have any time for games. I don't have the time. I don't have the mental energy. I don't want to have it either. I don't want to be bothered. I want to go somewhere, do what I want to do, live how I want to live. I would have done it with you, but you're acting silly. So I'll just go somewhere, find somebody, find friends that actually like me, that actually want to be around me. You know, the job is going to be the job. You know, I can't really, you know, expect to like that a lot of times, right? I'm just here working, just getting a paycheck. Some people, you know, they find a job that they actually like, but most people are, you know, just kind of working to pay the bills, right? So I can deal with that. Men are trying to mitigate their stress. Men are trying to manage their stress. And when you have a woman coming into your life that's full of foolishness, that's going to be a big stressor that I'm trying to avoid.
50% of men say that they are not looking for a relationship.
I have so much to say about this video. First of all, if you think 31-year-old women with master's degrees are competing against 21-year-old women who are baristas and live at home, those should be different groups of men. Those are women at very different stages of their lives with very different things to offer men. If a man can't see that, he doesn't see us as people. He sees us as service providers, and like any woman will do. Second, I'm kind of just exasperated with men speaking about dating and relationships as if it's a capitalist marketplace. Like there's this group of men that we're all competing for, like on a trading floor. That's not how love works. Compatibility, true connection, long-term viability, all of those things are really rare. Not like interchangeable between women and men. If you speak about love like it is a commodity, I guarantee you the most you're capable of are transactional relationships. Relationships where you're not actually invested in each other's happiness and well-being, but you're trading relationship services. Those relationships will end. They will be empty. They will be lonely. They will be painful. The way you're speaking about them is telling on yourself. But my main point on the idea that 50% of men are opting out of women altogether, dating and or otherwise, good. That is like the best news I've heard. Not in like a bitter, leave us alone kind of way. Learn how to take care of yourselves. Learn how to do labor. Learn how to meet your own emotional needs. That's fantastic because you probably haven't been taught those things. Also, it is a time of rapid change in the expectations for men in romantic relationships with women. We are changing the game and we're doing it real fast because we have our own money now, and we also know that most heterosexual relationships are actually bad for women by almost every single metric. So we're opting out unless men can bring more to the table. And I understand that this adjustment is difficult for some men. You've been told your whole life, all you have to do is this and you'll get a woman. And now we're like, no, that's not it anymore. That can be a hard thing to accept. And if you haven't accepted it yet, then please don't date. Please, please, please stay out of the dating pool until you figure it out. And my final point, this dude trying to feign sympathy for women. I really sympathize with poor women who are going to be left out because these men are opting out. You're not sympathizing with us. You're trying to manipulate us into lowering our standards. You're trying to look like a nice guy while you do it. But bro, it's not going to work on us because we know, we have the science. Science says single women are much happier than women who are partnered with men. We're okay. We're great. We're thriving. It's men that are not thriving. It's men that the data shows are lonelier when they're not in relationship. It's men who do better when they're in relationship, not women. So you're preaching to the wrong choir, my guy. If you really think that this is a problem, direct your energy at men. This is not a problem for straight women. We're truly fine. We're good. Whether you date us or not, seriously.
You know, a lot of modern women want men to pull some type of behavior, some type of lifestyle out of their behind. Well, I want a traditional man. Well, are you going to act like, and I don't even want to say like a traditional woman. I just want to say, are you going to reciprocate? That means a traditional man is going to pay all of the bills. A traditional man is going to wine you and dine you. He's going to pursue. He's going to chase after you. You actually really don't want a traditional man. You want the behaviors of the tradition. Does that make sense? You want, oh, I want the attention. I want him courting me. I don't want a traditional man because he's going to be like that at the house. I want to be able to modify it to say, give me the validation, give me the attention. Oh, he's going to pay the bills. Give me that. But I'm still going to be able to talk to. I want to be able to talk to him crazy. I want to be able to tell him to leave me alone. I want to be able to go off and do my own thing whenever I want to and not be questioned about it. I just want to sponsor. Maybe even a little bit more than a sponsor. I want somebody to honestly and truly be at my beck and call to do exactly what I want. I want a computer. I want a robot.
You keep hearing people say dating just isn't the same anymore. And they're right, but not for the reasons that they think. We're in what a lot of researchers are calling a dating recession. Fewer people are dating. Fewer people are committing in relationships. And a growing number of them are just opting out. But here's the part that no one wants to think about. It's not just the apps. It's not just modern dating. It's how people are showing up inside these relationships. And there's solid data behind this shift. Research from the Institute of Family Studies and the Pew Research Center shows a growing percentage of adults, especially men, aren't even pursuing relationships right now. Interest is down, effort is down, engagement is down, and when you zoom out, it makes perfect sense. Psychology has been telling us for years that when effort doesn't lead to reward, people stop trying. I mean, that's basic behavioral conditioning, what B.F. Skinner demonstrated decades ago. If the outcome feels unpredictable or frustrating or stacked against you, you pull away, you disengage. Now, layer that into dating. Having endless options, constant comparison, inconsistent communication, low accountability. It creates a system where people feel like they're investing energy with absolutely no return. So what do? They withdraw. Some call it protecting their peace. Some say they're working on themselves. But a lot of it is just quiet disengagement. And here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Most people are blaming the environment, but very few of them are examining their selection patterns and their standards inside that environment. Because even in a dating recession, people are still getting into relationships. They're just not getting into healthy ones consistently. Why is that? Because attraction hasn't changed, but awareness hasn't caught up. You're often still drawn to emotional inconsistency and intensity over stability, potential over reality, and neuroscience backs this up. The brain is wired to pursue what's stimulating, not necessarily what's sustainable. Researchers like Helen Fisher have shown that romantic attraction activates dopamine-driven reward systems that are similar to addictive patterns. So you don't just pick what's good for you, you pick what feels compelling in the moment. And in today's environment, that's a real problem because the system is already unstable. So if your internal selection process is also unstable, you get repeated failure over and over again. And after enough of that, you don't fix the pattern, you exit the game. That's the dating recession. It's not just that dating is broken. It's that people are tired of losing in a system that they really don't understand. And so they opt out. Instead of leveling up how they choose, they just opt out. How they show up, what they tolerate, they just opt out. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, what do I actually do with this? That's exactly why I built some of the resources in my Stand Store. Not to give you more theory, but to help you to tighten your standards, to correct your patterns, and to actually execute things much differently. And if you're honest, this is where the shift has to happen. It has to happen at a personal level. Not in the apps, not in finding better people, but in tightening your standards and correcting your patterns. Because if you don't, you won't just struggle in dating. You'll eventually convince yourself it's not even worth trying. Remember, the higher you climb, the better the view. Let me encourage you to climb higher because you deserve to be happy.
You know, a lot of men used to, jump through hoops, try to get these women to pay attention to them. Good guys. When you think about what men really used to do, and you call it simping, and some brothers still do it, and I understand it. I really do. You're trying to get the woman to notice you. You're trying to say, hey, man, I'm a good guy. Like you continue to tell me how you can't find any good men. I think I'm a good guy. I mean, maybe I'm not perfect, but shoot, why not give me a chance? Why not look my direction? Maybe I can do the things that you like. You guys get out there and you sit up there and instead of saying, hey, we're not going to make it, you continue to take from that guy who's simping for you. And then you go out there with the toxic dude. And then when that guy starts saying, you know what, I thought I could change her mind, but she really don't like me, and he stops performing for you, that's when you get upset. because you know your time is ended. You was out here trying to hold the nice guy on the line, hoping that Chad or Tyrone was going to take you. And now that Chad or Tyrone made it abundantly clear for the 10th, 11th, 12th time that they are not going to be with you and they never going to be with you. Now you're trying to run back to the good guy. And he said, nah, man, I'm not going to keep on doing that. You a bum.
Excuse me, I have an announcement.
Hi.
Like, I'm single and you caught my attention.
Oh, really?
Like, I had to introduce myself, Ale.
Alyssa.
Wait, Alyssa, can I get a spin? Oh my God. You guys think we look good together?
Yeah, I think so.
What you gonna do later?
I'm gonna go to dinner.
Dinner?
Maybe keep shopping a little bit.
All right, you can have me for dessert, so I'll text you, all right?
All right.
Bye.
Oh, that's
Blue
the one. I'm
eyes.
looking for a man in finance.
That's the one.
Trust fund. 6'5".
Exactly.
Blue eyes. Yeah.
And I remember someone put those stats like into a calculator of like, if you were to calculate these stats of how many men who were like that would be available. And I remember if you put in whether you want a guy over 6 foot, over 50k a year, which is a good wage, but like nothing crazy, but that's what the average girl wants is a guy with 50k in terms of a salary per year, and then obviously you want him to be single. Even just those statistics times together, when you times the decimals together and then extrapolate it as a percentage, guess what percent of men of that is?
Go on.
Is what less than 1%. I think it was 1.05%. So that doesn't account for their age. It doesn't count for like physical attractiveness, whether they're obese or like, you know, these preferences or whether they're a smoker or any of that sort of stuff. So before you even start, like on the female side, it's like, well, if you want a guy who's 6 foot, who earns a decent wage and obviously is available, you're talking like 1%.
I'm honestly starting to think that people do not want relationships anymore. They just want access. I'm finding that a lot of men are really just curious. They're curious about a woman. They might see you on Instagram. They might see you on TikTok, wherever. They might see you outside. And they're curious, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they are interested in pursuing a relationship with you. We have to stop confusing curiosity with interest and intention. Honestly, I'm noticing that this is starting to be like a trending thing with men, and we as women have to do better at weeding these type of men out early. And most of the times, we can weed out these men early if we ask the right questions. A lot of men will always tell you who they are in the way that they answer the question that you ask. Always make sure that your questions are clear, direct, and intentional for yourself so you can get the answers that you want early. If you're struggling with not knowing how to ask the right questions, what questions to ask, how many to ask, when you should ask them, I've created a guide for you guys. If you're interested, it's in my bio. Check it out and thank me later. Remember, you have to date with discernment, and dating with discernment means asking the right questions. That's why my guide, Dating with Discernment, 100 questions to weed them out early, is going to help you in the long run. You're welcome.
I don't know what type of delusional drugs they taking, but they got it.
Masculinity has nothing to do with emulating men. Folks look at us and they say that because we're masked, we're just women dressed in men clothes trying to be men. Not true. First of all, I bought those clothes, so they're mine. Second of all, that's how I feel comfortable in my presentation. I'm walking authentically as myself.
Yeah, and you're walking as an elderly woman.
Not as nobody's man, nobody's this, that, but as Pat.
I feel like butchness is devoid of masculinity. We are not connected to them. We're not trying to emulate them. We're creating our own culture and our own way that we feel good that's separate.
I think I dress like this because I'm comfortable dressing like this. I've had to wear dresses for weddings and it's brutal. It's not me. I'll rock it if I have to. Absolutely. I just feel comfortable in, t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. Men clothes is comfortable. I got my sweatsuit on, sneakers, hat. Yeah, I'm chilling. Comfortable.
Call it a day.
People conflate masculinity with maleness, and I don't think that's like a fair description.
Man, what the? So now y'all changing definitions of masculinity? Like what?
A lot of it is an energy, right?
Right now, the men trying to copy us.
They see us doing it better than they can.
I would never get down there again.
I'm honestly trying to understand when she says she's doing it better than they can. Like, are you serious? I think it's the other way around. I think men who try to be women are doing it better than y'all can. But that's besides the point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have in our world today, especially in America. We have old, elderly women. We have a Jackie Chan, Asian-looking chick. We got a short leprechaun, rock and roll looking. And the other white girl who was talking, she just looked, I don't know, thinking that they're better than men, and they think that masculinity doesn't tie into men's attributes and behaviors. But they want to frame it in how they want to frame it and make it look suitable for society when it's not. I'm not going to lie. If World War III started now, I would be happy, blow the whole up, and start the world over again, because what the is going on?
A lot of women continue to ask, why doesn't a man ask me out? Why won't a man come up and approach me? Why won't a man just grow a pair and come approach me? Well, because I could get called a creep. I could be recorded and put on blast. I could lose my job. My reputation could be ruined. Those are all big things for me. I don't think modern women understand that a man can spend literal decades building his reputation, building his word to where around town and in his network, he's somebody that's respected. And so now that I've built what I've built, I don't necessarily have to have everything written up in contracts and stuff. People trust me because of who I am, because of my character. And modern women just throw that away, just willy-nilly, just nonchalant. Oh, he did this to me and he touched me in this manner, and the man never even did it. And it's not until years later, after you destroyed the man's reputation and he didn't darn near lost everything, that you come back and say, hey, I apologize. I was just going through something at that point in time and my bad. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's why you're not getting approached. That's why you're not getting asked out, because men are anticipating that you're going to do that. And you haven't done anything to dispel that. As a matter of fact, a lot of modern women say, yeah, I will do that. Now what? Well, what is I'm not going to be approaching you. That's what.